Hello, everyone. I am Chad S. Baldevarona, your discussant. And the topic that I will be discussing is all about the hiring stage, which is the recruitment. And as you can see, these are our references. For the objectives, after the discussion, the MAIM students must have defined recruitment, identified the common steps of recruitment processes, familiarized the importance of recruitment. Before we proceed, we need to define first what recruitment is. So according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary 2023, recruitment is the process of adding new individuals to a population or subpopulation by growth, reproduction, immigration, and stocking. So recruitment processes can vary based on the organization's specific needs and goals. However, there are some common stages that are typically involved in the recruitment process. So the typical stages in the recruitment process are job analysis, sourcing, screening, selection, offer and negotiation, onboarding. Okay, first we have the job analysis. So it involves analyzing the job role and identifying the key skills, qualifications, and experience required for the position. Number two, sourcing. This involves identifying potential candidates through various channels, such as job postings, employee referrals, recruitment agencies, and social media. And as an example, the DepEd Iloilo is posting its announcement for job openings, memorandum, and everything about DepEd in their social media. They have their FB page, which is a DepEd Tayo Iloilo province. Next, we have screening. It involves reviewing resumes and cover letters to shortlist potential candidates who meet the required qualifications and experience. Next, selection. Selection involves conducting interviews, assessments, and reference checks to evaluate the shortlisted candidates and select the best fit for the position. Next, we have the offer and negotiation. It involves making an offer to the selected candidate, negotiating the salary and benefits, and finalizing the terms of employment. The last but not the least, we have the onboarding. It is integrating the new employee in the organization and providing them with the necessary training and resources to succeed in their role. Okay, these are the stages or the common stages in the recruitment process. Next, let's move on to the importance of recruiting applicants. So we have meeting organizational needs, reducing turnover, building a strong employer brand, and diversity and inclusion. Okay, let's go to the first importance. Meeting organizational needs. So hiring the right people help organization meet objectives and achieve strategic goals. The talented and skilled workforce is critical for driving growth, innovation, and productivity. Next, we have reducing turnover. So hiring right people help reduce turnover rates, improve employee retention. The best fit employee is satisfied and will stay in the organization for a long term. Next, we have building a strong employer brand. So positive candidate experience during hiring, the positive candidate experience during hiring process help build strong employer brand. They also attract top talent. Organizations who prioritize hiring and recruitment are seen to be as desirable places to work with. Next, we have diversity and inclusion. So effective hiring and recruitment help accept diversity and promote inclusion. Organizations who prioritize diversity and inclusion are more likely to have engaged and productive workforce. Okay, we'll focus in education in the recruitment of the DepEd. So we have here the Division Memorandum 176, Series of 2023, which entitled The Timeline of Activities Relative to Teacher Hiring for Elementary and Secondary Level for School Year 2023 to 2024. But before that, these are some of the abbreviations and their complete meaning. So HRMPSB stands for Human Resource Merit Promotion Selection Board. The COI, Classroom Observable Indicator. The NCOI, the Non-Classroom Observable Indicator. The IER, the Initial Evaluation Result. TRF stands for Teacher Reflection Form. Okay, let's read the memo. Okay, the Schools Division of Iloilo announces the timeline of activities relative to the teacher hiring for elementary and secondary level, which are the junior and the senior high school, for school year 2023 to 2024. The timeline of activities and procedure in the recruitment and selection of teacher applicants is contained in inclusion number 1 of this memorandum. Espousing the principles of merit, fitness for job, and equal opportunity, this office highly encourages interested and qualified applicants, regardless of age, gender, civil status, disability, the ethnicity, social status, income class, religion, and political affiliation, or other similar factors or personal circumstances, whether internal or external, to DepEd to apply. Applicants with disabilities or special needs are encouraged to inform the Human Resource Merit Promotion and Selection Board, chairperson, or the secretariat in charge of the district upon submission of application so that provision for their needs could be facilitated. Okay, the DepEd Order number 19, Series of 2022, titled the Department of Education Merit Selection Plan, the DepEd Order number 7, which is the guidelines on recruitment, selection, and appointment in the Department of Education, will be the basis for ranking of applicants. The composition of the HRMPSB and the HRMPSB subcommittees and secretariat can be found in the Division Memorandum number 272, Series of 2022, titled Reconstitution of the Schools Division of Iloilo Human Resource Merit Promotion and Selection Board for teaching, related teaching, and non-teaching positions. Division Memo number 425, Series of 2022, which is a change in and additional information to Division Memorandum number 272, Series of 2022. So the Division Memorandum number 137 and the Division Memorandum number 166, Series of 2023. So these are all the legal basis for this recruitment. Number 6, applicants who fail to submit complete documentary requirements listed in the enclosure number 2 on the set deadline shall not be included in the pool of official candidates. No additional documents shall be accepted after the set deadline. The applicant assumes full responsibility and accountability for the completeness, authenticity, and veracity of the documents submitted, as evidenced by the omnibus sworn statement duly signed by the applicant Any false and fraudulent documents submitted shall be grounds for disqualification. Number 8, applicants are enjoined to strictly observe these guidelines in the submission of documents relative to the filling up or the of filling up of the vacant positions. Number 9, the CAR RQA for teachers intended for a specific school year shall be valid only for the duration of the school year for which it was prepared and shall be utilized in filling up of positions that are created or vacated within the school year, provided that the HRMPSB shall reconvene to deliberate and update the CAR RQA by identifying the candidates who were already appointed. Number 10, expenses of the HRMPSB and its subcommittee relative to the conduct of this activity shall be charged against Division MOOE. Travel expenses of school-based personnel shall be charged against the school MOOE, and travel expenses of the division-based personnel shall be charged against the division MOOE, subject to the usual accounting and auditing rules and regulations. For immediate dissemination, signed by Jose Mariti Bedro, our Administrative Officer 5, in charge of the division. And now let's move on to the enclosure of the memo. Enclosure number 1. So composed of the dates. Okay. So for the submission and receipt of applications, so the date will be on May 1 to 15, 2023. So applicants must submit 2 white folders containing the complete documentary requirements indicated in enclosure number 2 at the nearest central or secondary school to his or her residence. The front cover of each folder should contain information regarding the applicant's name, present position or designation, present school or company, and the position applied for. All documents must be arranged and properly labeled with dog ears or side tabbing. Applicants are advised to secure their application code from the HRMPSB Secretariat of the district to ensure objectivity and integrity of the process, and also to protect the identity of applicants when posting the results. So the designated HRMPSB subcommittees shall assist in the receipt of applications. Next, the encoding of personal information and qualifications of applicants. So the date, these will be on May 16 to 19, 2023. The HRMPSB Subcommittee Secretariat shall encode the personal information and qualifications of applicants in the initial evaluation result form. So on May 22, 2023, it is the orientation of the HRMPSB Subcommittees and Technical Working Group in accordance to the guidelines on recruitment, selection, and appointment in the DepEd. Okay, next, on May 23 to 25, 2023, will be the initial evaluation of the qualification of applicants. So the HRMPSB subcommittees shall assist the HRMO in the conduct of initial evaluation, and applicants' qualifications shall be evaluated vis-a-vis the qualification standards of the position applied for in terms of education, experience, training, eligibility, and competency. So on May 26, 2023, the submission of the IER to Human Resource section, of course, the orientation of applicants. The HRMPSB Subcommittee Secretariat shall submit the duly accomplished and evaluated IER to the Human Resource section for further validation. The HRMPSB Subcommittee shall conduct an orientation to all applicants in connection to the guidelines on recruitment, selection, and appointment in the depth and procedure of this division on teacher hiring. May 29 to 30, 2023, the validation of IER, the initial, okay, the HRMO shall conduct validation of the IER submitted by the subcommittees. On May 31, 2023, posting of initial evaluation result. The HRMPSB and subcommittees shall post the IER in at least 3 conspicuous physical places. So they should paste or post this in places that can be seen easily. The personal information of the applicants, except for the name, qualifications in terms of education, training, experience, eligibility, and competency, if applicable, and remark whether qualified or disqualified, shall not be made in public. It is in accordance with the Republic Act number 1017-3, which is our Data Privacy Act of 2012. Next, on June 1 to 2, 2023, the notification of the initial evaluation result. The HRMPSB Subcommittee Secretariat shall notify applicants of the results of the initial evaluation and schedule of their classroom observation, demonstration teaching, written examination through a written notice served through official communication channels, such as, but not limited to, personal service, postal mail, courier service, or electronic mail using the official email account of the school or district, the official social media accounts, and other means of communication that can be verified, recorded, and preserved. On June 5 to 9, 2023, the schedule of the classroom observation, demonstration, teaching, and written exam. So the HRMPSB subcommittee shall facilitate the conduct of classroom observation, demonstration, teaching, written examination. So please take note of the date, June 5 to 9, 2023. Next, on June 12 to 16, 2023, the assessment of the classroom observable indicators and the non-classroom observable indicators. The HRMPSB subcommittees shall assess the applicants based on the demonstration of expected competencies and professional standards as defined in the PPST, or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teacher, and through the teacher reflection form. Okay, on June 19 to 30, 2023, the open ranking system. The HRMPSB subcommittee shall adopt an open ranking system to ensure transparency in the process and results of the comparative assessment, wherein applicants must be present to witness the actual evaluation, for which the scores of all applicants present thereat shall be disclosed to all attendees. Next, on July 3 to 7, 2023, the preparation of the comparative assessment result and the comparative assessment result registry of qualified applicants. So the HRMPSB subcommittee secretariat shall prepare the CAR and the CAR-RQA of applicants. The HRMPSB subcommittee chairperson and members shall affix their signature on the CAR and CAR-RQA to certify objectivity and integrity of the process. Okay, on July 10 to 11, 2023, the submission of CAR and a CAR RQA of applicants, minutes of the meeting deliberation, individual evaluation sheet of the subcommittee to the Human Resource section. The HRMPSB Subcommittee Secretariat shall submit the soft copy and hard copy of the CAR and CAR RQA of applicants, minutes of the meeting or deliberation of the subcommittee to the Human Resource section for consolidation and keeping of records. On July 12 to 21, 2023, preparation of final CAR and CAR RQA of the applicants. Okay. On July 24 to 28, 2023, the posting of the CAR and the CAR RQA of applicants. Okay, next, let's move on to the enclosure number 2, which includes the checklist of requirements with with the omnibus sworn statement. Okay, as you can see on the screen, it is the checklist of requirements. Okay, let's have the basic documentary requirements. Number 1, letter of intent intended to the head of office or highest human resource officers. So in our area, you need to address your application letter to Maria Luz de los Reyes, our schools division superintendent. Number 2, duly accomplished personal data sheet, which is CS form number 212 revised 2017, and your work experience if applicable. Number 3, photocopy of valid and PRC license. Number 4, photocopy of certificate of eligibility or the report of rating. Number 5, photocopy of scholastic or academic records such as, but not limited to, transcript of records and diploma, including completion of graduate and postgraduate units or degrees if applicable. Number 6, photocopy of certificate or certificates of training if applicable. Photocopy of certificate of employment, contract of service, or duly signed service record, whichever is or are applicable. 8, photocopy of latest appointment if applicable. If you are a teacher 1 planning to be a teacher 2, then you need to put your appointment in the requirement. Photocopy of the performance ratings in the last rating period or periods covering 1 year performance prior to the deadline of submission if applicable. Number 10, checklist of requirements and omnibus sworn statement on the certification on the authenticity and veracity of the documents or CAV submitted and data privacy consent form. Okay, number 11. This is optional or if applicable. Other documents as may be required for comparative assessment, such as, but not limited to, the means of verifications showing outstanding accomplishments. So if you have something, if you have accomplished something, whether on research. Next, application of education. So when you have attained something and then you apply that skills in education. Next, application of learning and development reckoned from the date of the last issuance of appointment. Next, we have the photocopy of performance rating obtained from the relevant work experience. If performance rating in item is not relevant to the position to be filled. Okay. Okay, according to Mark Orlitsky in his recruitment strategy, the recruitment process should begin with a clear understanding of the company's culture and values. The company can then develop a recruitment strategy that aligns with its culture and values. This strategy should focus on attracting candidates who share the same values and can thrive in a company's culture. Okay, in conclusion, Orlitsky emphasizes that recruitment is a critical process for organizations to attract and retain top talent. By developing a comprehensive recruitment strategy, organizations can effectively identify and hire the best candidates to meet their needs. Okay, that's it. Thank you, future human resource managers.